when you're doing this and you start one month and you have a timeline for yourself and it doesn't fit everyone else's timeline, it gets very frustrating. So I guess if I had to give advice to anybody who wanted to start up their own businesses, just be resilient, just push and stay on top of it. And the squeaky door gets oiled first. Right. So the more you are squeaking in their ear, the more they're like, can somebody please do something with this hammer and stain ladies? Because they're not going away. So just oil them and get them out of here.
Well, it's such a stressful situation to begin with, so you add any kind of little mishaps, it'll definitely be amplified.
Yeah. And we were very very specific with the way that we started our business, because while Lisa and I had the money to back it ourselves if we wanted to, we didn't want to, because we are two women who, for all intents and purposes, haven't had a real job in almost 10 years. Because, when we left our daytime jobs, I was pretty much raising kids and working part-time, and she was busy in, helping her family and at the church and things. So when it started time for us to do this, they're like, well, we need your husbands to co-sign for this. We need somebody. Hey, listen, my husband owned his own business. You don't have a high credit score like this because you stay at home. Who do you think manages all of that? Manages our bills, our kids, our schedules. And that got lost in translation a lot. We would go to some banks and we weren't asking for a ton of money. I mean, honestly, we didn't. And I worked for the first 8 months because we didn't even give ourselves a paycheck, because we wanted to pay. The first thing we wanted to do was pay that loan off. We didn't pay ourselves. We paid our bills. We paid our loan. And it took us about 8 months to pay the whole thing off. But nobody wanted to give us any money. They were like, oh,
without a co-signer,
without our husbands. And specifically, It was such a wanted to strangle somebody every time they said, well, is your husband here? No, my husband is not here. My husband does not cut the wood. My husband does not. Every once in a while on a cold day, he'll be like, do you want me to go to Lowe's with you so we can pick up?
I have one bank that has still never called me back.
Yeah.
Right.
Honestly, still has never called me back. And I play the scene from Pretty Woman quite often. I want to walk in there and be like, big mistake. Huge,
Right.
Yeah.